greeted by the roaring sound of games machines, funky music, and enthusiastic shouts as citygoers indulge in the atmosphere around us. The three of us find ourselves in a nearby arcade. The two girls lost in awe as they gaze around, wondering what to do as the flashy lights glitter in their eyes. A world of color opened before them. So,
this is a place to have fun. Look!
in their usual bouts of enthusiasm, Kiyoko points her arm out towards a nearby air hockey table, aglow with a neon blue trim as it flashes brightly in the distance. The scoreboard above almost begging us to play as the digits remain fixed in the otherwise active world surrounding it. It's not the sort of thing I would expect her to enjoy, but then again, she's always been full of surprises. You do know only two of us can play, right? Why don't you two face each other?
I have a better idea. You versus us.
Isn't that a little unfair? Staring towards me smugly, the flashing lights around us glistening in her eyes, the air of competition surrounds her.
Well, it'd be rude to leave you out. Come on, it'll be fun. Are you afraid of getting your ass whooped by two girls?
Yes.
Come on! This way we can all have fun.
Whether it be fun is another question, but at the end of the day, having them on the same team isn't a bad idea. To continue throwing logs on the fire that is their refound friendship, building up a sense of companionship can only be for the better. That, I'm quite good at air hockey too. There's fun in the challenge.
Come on, we're almost there.
Almost. He's getting his ass whooped.
The small plastic puck sliding violently across the table, the scoreboard continues to flash in their favor as the gap between us grows ever so steeply. Each blink of the light just another stab into my prior confidence. It's safe to say I was being cocky. The smiles on their faces being a prowess as the timer counts down to my inevitable demise.
There! We won!
High five.
Their hands joining in unison, smiles bloom upon their faces before quickly shifting in embarrassment as their eyes connect. The quick moment of embrace over ever so fast. Still, it's nice to see. You don't have to rub it in.
Of course we do. You'll get used to it. We make a great team.
We really do.
Seemingly enough, their past lives fade behind them as a new future awaits, their smiles glowing brighter than the flashing lights around them. Images of their happiness flash before me as they stand across the table, still relishing in the bliss of their win. Peering at the time on my phone, it's clear enough that we've been out for a while. Time really does fly when you're having fun. We should probably head home. It'll get dark soon.
Why does that matter?
Wouldn't your parents get worried about you?
My parents?
He's right. I can't miss dinner.
Taking Naomi's hand, Kiyoko skips forward to join me by my side. The three of us ready to put an end to what has been an enjoyable experience for us all. Let's go. Basking in the evening sunlight piercing the train windows, the usual commotion fills the atmosphere as Kiyoko and Naomi remain relaxed at my side. The two of them now together, stuck in a moment of silence, and they both peer off in different directions. As our eyes wander around, Naomi's meet mine, a glimpse of the sadness within them before her expression shifts to shock.
Eh?
Are you alright?
I'm fine.
You sure?
Kiyoko, I have something I need to tell you.
Startled by Naomi's voice, Kiyoko breaks away from her trance and peers towards us, embarrassment coating her cheeks with a crimson allure. Here we go.
I'm sorry.
Sadness overwhelms Naomi as her eyes begin to glint under the dimming evening light. Her brow now furrowed, the happiness she had previously exhibited throughout the day is nowhere to be seen.
What?
Don't pretend like you don't know. I'm sorry for not being there for you. I'm sorry for not trying harder to be your friend again. Today made me realize what I'd missed. How much I enjoy spending time with you. So, I'm sorry.
Turning my head to Kiyoko, silence spans the space surrounding us before the sound of sniffles breaks the tension between us. A look of confusion quickly becoming engulfed in sorrow as tears stream down her pink cheeks.
It's really okay. I enjoy spending time with you too. Today has been fun.
Watching the two of them like this, I can't help but feel a little emotional too. The bonds between their hearts, too strong to have ever been broken. Even after all this time, they're still friends.
I'm sorry too, for not understanding.
It's okay, really. It's my fault.
With a smile, Naomi stands from her seat, albeit knocked off balance slightly by the rock in the carriage. Kiyoko follows suit, the two of them staring blankly towards one another, before joining in an embrace, their hearts finally at ease. Watching on in silence, the two girls before me, I'd be lying if I did admit I've taken liking to them. I consider them part of my school life. It's strange to think not so long ago, I was a complete stranger to the two of them, a classmate, just another guy. Then privy to the emotional reunion of their hearts, the reaffirmation of their friendship. It's nice. Kiyoko, Naomi, together in the reignited friendship, and me. The three of us hanging back home under the blissful evening sunlight is an image I cherish. As much as I don't want to break up your special moment, it's our stop.
Right.
Class continues as always. Monotonous lecturing from the teacher, the typical break to the face of Monday mornings. An uninteresting, boring shower of information tossed around the room. Some students diligently observing themselves in notes, others more apathetically scribbling down the occasional jot as time continues to pass slowly. It's a shame that the joys of the weekend are now behind me, and all I can do is wallow in the thoughts of a better future. So what is that future? With the notion to change all around me, Kiyoko and Naomi, it's easy not to say I'm on a different path through school life to where I was heading before. Things really changed. My newfound ambition to solve the problems between two girls who are once strangers now past. The questions of future once again well in the depths of my mind. But, should I really care? As long as we're happy, the tides can take us wherever. Something on your phone strike your funny bone? What? It must have been your reflection then. As the class erupting into laughter, all I can do is return the teacher's irate stare as I continue to gaze at my phone. I guess now's the time you asked me to stand in the corridor for the rest of the lesson, huh? You know me too well. With nothing shy of a giggle escaping her mouth, Kiyoko freezes in shock as the teacher turns his stare to her.
I'll go outside too.
Just what was so funny about me getting Kate into trouble? It's not like it's a rare occurrence.
Because it is.
And you let it ruin your reputation as a diligent, well-behaved student.
So? Sometimes you have to have a little fun.
What if it was a science class? You'd risk getting thrown out then.
Of course I would. You know I hate science class. I have a better time in the club anyway. Especially with you.
The blush coating her otherwise pale skin is enough to tug at her okay. Hold on, let me try that again. Is enough to tug at own heartstrings as she stares towards the ground sheepishly. That's a given though, isn't it?
Of course. Anyway, speaking of science, I have an idea.
Oh boy. And your ideas.
I want to invite Naomi to the club.
You do know Naomi's the captain of the athletics team, right? Like she doesn't. She was on it after all, but the question still stands.
I know, but she can always come sometimes. When she isn't busy.
Frankly, after spending enough time with her, I don't really think Naomi actually does any club duties whatsoever. I don't see Kiyoko making a return there either. It's not like anything's going to keep her away from science. I guess?
What do you mean, you guess?
Well, you can give her a taster session, but she doesn't seem like the type to like science.
That's not the point, you dumbass.
I can see she's rubbing off on you.
Shut up!
You want to spend more time with her, right?
Yeah, that's obvious, isn't it? I just think it would be fun to have her there.
Moving her eyes towards the floor, the side before me radiates cuteness as Kiyoko fiddles with her fingers. The essence of adorability packaged in the form of a short, science-loving girl. I'll ask her about it.
You will?
Of course. It's not like I don't want her at the club too, you know. Smiling softly, Kiyoko looks back towards me, a beautiful painting of joy in her eyes, swirling rosy shades against her cheeks in adorable palette of cuteness. At the end of the day, having Naomi at the club really would be fun, so that Kiyoko can rejoin the athletics team. Besides her undying devotion to science, the scars of the past still dig deep into her heart, Even if they're slowly beginning to heal, it's not like it's something she wants to remember.
Thank you. We should probably get going to lunch.
What? Why?
The bell just rang.
I must have missed it. Turning on her heel, and not to toss around her hair beautifully through the air, Kiyoko takes one trot forward before stopping short as I rest my hand on her slender shoulder. Where are you going? The cafeteria's that way.
Who said I was going to lunch?
You did, like a minute ago.
I'm going to the lab to study. Unlike you, I've come prepared.
Unzipping her bag gently, Kiyoko slides out a lunchbox from within, a cute pink plastic box clenched by her oddly delicate-looking fingers.
See? Lunch.
Despite an eye of her own sense of organization, I can't help but wonder how Kiyoko manages to sneak her bag out with her without being noticed by a teacher.
Anyway, I'll see you later.
See ya. Noticing my hand still placed gently on her shoulder, I quickly pull my hand backwards as Kiyoko inches ahead, stepping along diligently through the corridor towards the lab. Seeing her daily, it's hard not to now have a biased definition of what cute really is. Her chocolate hair brushing softly against her neck as it hangs down, her typical done-up do. I guess I should head to lunch too. Pushing open the doors to the cafeteria, the usual sight of crowds of fellow students queuing up for din-dins greets me as I too scout out some food. With the line for hot food ominously long, a quick rummage through my pockets is enough to switch my focus to vending machines. Walking over, it's apparent that I'm not the only one impatient enough to skip out and having a proper meal. As I get closer, a familiar set of flowing auburn hair against an athletic figure stands out from the crowd. With her hand reaching up towards one of the buttons in the struggle, I can't help but laugh under my breath as I approach her from behind.
Why do they have to put these things so fucking high?
Stretching not only her fingers, but body, upwards towards the button, I take a quick glance at the label to find myself unsurprised. She wants those canonically unbranded chocolate-coated biscuit sticks again. Ignorant of my presence, I quickly tap the button with the power of height advantage bestowed upon me by the heavens. Having noticed this, it takes less than a moment for Naomi to turn around at record speed.
What do you think? Oh, it's just you. Still, what makes you think I need your help pressing a button?
Because you couldn't reach it?
You didn't even give me a chance to try, you ass.
I'm pretty sure I gave you more than enough time. I knew you wanted those biscuits anyway.
No, that wasn't aggressive enough. Anyway, how was your weekend?
That was a quick change of topic.
I'm just trying to make conversation. Jeez.
Alright, my weekend was fine. I heard you and Kiyoko had a great time though.
You were there, idiot. But, yeah. We've been talking a bit more since then.
That's what you wanted, right?
Aye aye, Captain.
Seeing that smile on her face, even if it's only faint, warms my heart. Knowing that they're both happy, it's a good feeling. Oh, and Kiyoko wanted you to join the science club too.
What?
response, shocked, is just as blunt as my delivery.
But I'm on the athletics team. The captain at that.
She doesn't expect you to just quit. She just wants you to pop around the club sometimes, you know?
I mean, I guess.
It'll help make up for all the time we missed together at the school. All the times we missed being in the same club. You know, you can even shower with
Alright, I'll go.
It didn't take much convincing for her to give in.
Anyway, I really have to go, so I'll see you later.
Beginning a somewhat slow walk for an athlete out of the canteen, Naomi's hair once again caresses her back as it flows smoothly down to top of her waist. If she caught me looking at her like this, I don't really think she'd be all that happy. With the typical wave of relief washing over the class, lessons for the day end as abruptly as they normally begin, with yet another quick outburst from the teacher.
You all know midterms are approaching. Just because you don't have homework doesn't mean you can slack off.
Yeah, we know.
With grades like yours, I don't think you do. You're lucky class has ended. Otherwise your ass would be outside.
At least my unintended gall was saved by chiming the bell. The teacher begrudgingly moving on and tidying his desk, I joined the trail of students heading out into the corridor.
Where do you think you're going? We have the club today, remember?
I'm going to the club. The club every day, why would I forget?
Because you're a dumbass.
Eh?
Alright, I invited Naomi to the club.
You did? I mean, you did. Thank you.
You don't have to be so surprised.
The nervousness on Kiyoko's face quickly shifts to a warm smile, soon to be reflected by Naomi. The two of them are happy to be together once again, seemingly. Despite Naomi not having a care in the world about science, it was clear from the get-go that she truly cares about Kiyoko. I couldn't care about science either, but as Naomi, I care about Kiyoko too. Together side by side, the two girls stepped forward on our path towards the club, weaving through the swaths of students emerging from their respective classes. Must be a weird sight. To the school's most famous student, someone's hand in hand with a lowlife like me trailing behind. It's nothing short of creepy to outside observers. Approaching the doors to the lab yet again, it's now so routine that the wave of deja vu hardly scares me anymore.
Welcome to the club.
It's still a pretty nice feeling.
You're really keen on making me a member, huh?
That's because only members are allowed inside.
But you let me in
That
before.
time doesn't count.
And what about when we have.
Class doesn't count either.
Well, with her apathy towards science class, I can't tell but feel I've stuck a nerve. Proudly bowing towards me, her cheeks popped out in shrewd display dominance. It doesn't take long for her to anger to quell before she turns back to Naomi.
Anyway, shall we head inside?
Sure. I'm not gonna resist becoming a member.
Still, I don't really see her engaging much in the actual activities, besides sitting at the side like me and watching Kiyoko do whatever she actually does. Regardless, following them inside, I turned their duet into a trio as I shut the door behind me. The three of us now in our own little world. As expected, it wouldn't be the science club without a handful of Kyoko's antics.
What does this thing do?
It's a conical flask. You put stuff in it.
And what about that thing?
Pointing to the small boxy device sat upon a nearby desk, Kiyoko's face lights up as she turns her face towards it.
That's a centrifuge.
A what? Fridge?
No, huge. How do I explain it? It spins stuff.
Going by the look on her face, I don't think she understands. It's not like I can't feel her pain. Setting slowly in the distance behind panels of painted glass, the sun coats the room in a glow of amber as the evening quickly catches on. Kiko's face warmly lit before us as Naomi and I watch on. Peering blissfully, she tidies up a usual day's worth of fun. So, you enjoy the club?
What sort of question is that? Of course I enjoyed it. I'll just leave the science to her from now on. She knows what she's doing.
But, still fun, right?
You think I'm going to say no after all I've been through to get here? All we've been through.
Her smile is sun-kissed by the setting sun. It's an infectious sight when it can't help return. Returning our focus to Kiyoko just as she finishes up with her notes, this smooth smile sits on her face graced by sunlight as her lips catch the evening rays. It's fascinating to watch her. It's fascinating to find myself liking her.
There. Done.
Done what?
She's done with her notes, idiot.
Yeah, idiot.
You don't have to join in. Letting out a laugh, Naomi's eyes are brought to tears as she wipes them away with a nothing shy of a grin on her face. Kiyoko, caught by her outburst, smiles softly in the sunlight as she leans a small stack of papers.
I guess you could say we're finished for the day. I'm glad you enjoyed the club.
I did. I had no idea what you were doing, but it was fun.
I'm glad.
Kiyoko looks shyly towards the floor, almost to distract us away from her embarrassed expression. Regardless of giving the blossom on her cheeks, it's clear that she's enjoyed spending time with Naomi. I'm glad you two are getting along.
Of course we are. I didn't come all this way here for nothing.
You mean your club duties?
What do you think I meant?
Are you sure it's okay to just abandon your position as club captain? Don't you have stuff to do?
It'll work out, but you're right. People are probably looking for me. I should probably head back and sort some stuff out.
It was nice having you. You'll come again, right?
Of course. I'm a member after all.
With a smile, Kiyoko sees Naomi off as the two head towards the door, the evening light from the window keeping me company before she quickly heads back inside. So, you enjoyed it, right? Kiyoko ponders with her sight towards the floor. Taking a moment to answer, she indulges in a brief moment of silence.
Of course.
Resting her lab coat on a nearby chair, she moves to take a seat atop a small desk in the corner of the room. She looks sad. Is everything alright? Perched upon the desk, Kiyoko takes hold of her knee as a woeful expression coats her face. Almost basking in the silence, it takes her a while to respond as she looks towards the floor.
Things couldn't be better, really.
Then what's wrong? Thought things went well today.
They did. It's not about that. It's just... You know about the labeling theory?
I'm not familiar. Holding herself tighter, Kiyoko adjusts her position on the desk, still keeping the same pensive look on her face. Her eyes glisten under ambient light, a sign of her emotions coming to fruition.
People, they thought I was smart, gifted, reserved, and shy, but it's not really like that. I try my hardest. I'm just a normal girl.
With a clear strain to her voice, Kiyoko looks back towards the floor. Her emotions continue to grip her as she remains in thought. Despite what she says, it's not going to stop me from speaking up. No matter what other people see you as, you've always been Kiyoko Ishikawa to me. That's what I think is most important. Regardless of whether you're gifted or smart, I've enjoyed being friends with you. For you. Everyone else is just missing out.
Friends, there's something I need to tell you.
Looking back towards me, Kiyoko holds a timid expression, a rosy blush covering her cheeks as she stands from her position on the desk. It's clear that she's nervous.
It's best if I just say it, right?
Holding a look of conviction in her eyes, Kiyoko looks towards me yet again.
I like you! I've felt this way for a while.
With her feelings out in the open, I remain frozen in place, the gravity of the situation seeping into my mind as Kiyoko continues to talk, closing the gap between us.
Sometimes, we have to adjust our personalities to appeal to those we want to be liked by. But with you, I haven't had to do that. Thinking about you, being with you, makes my heart race. Science can't explain that.
In reality, it's pretty easy to explain. She's in love. Yet, it wouldn't be romantic to argue otherwise. There are some things that science can't explain, right? I think I'm in love too. I like you too, Kiyoko. Do I really need experiments and predictions to explain that? Thinking about it, the words were pretty easy to say. I like you. Come here, I didn't expect to be making or receiving such a confession. But, we're all said and done, it now feels natural. I said this entire time, there's always been a bond between us.
Really?
Her previous composure now fleeting, the cute and innocent Kiyoko now returns to the room as a deep red blush blooms on her cheeks. Really? It's a cute look as it being treated this sight of cherry blossoms for a second time this year.
I'm glad.
Stepping forward, Kiyoko takes me into her embrace, her warmth quickly mixed with mine as the distance between our hearts continues to fleet. Taking a moment to revel in one another's presence, Kiyoko breathes against my neck as her soft hair rubs against my cheeks. Her hold on me grows tighter, pushing her soft chest further against my own. It's not something I'm going to complain about.
Until you came along, I was alone. Having you in my life has really made me happy.
Speaking with a strained voice, Kiyoko nuzzles into my neck. Damn feeling of her cheeks brushing against my skin, a clear sign she's been crying. You got Naomi though, right?
Don't ruin the moment. You know I meant in the club.
With her cheerful voice quickly returning to her, it's hard not to notice my heart beating away in my chest. I'm sure she feels the same. Well, that's true for me too. I didn't join the club for the science and you know that.
Love is a science too. But this was my first experiment. I'm happy it was with you.
Breaking out of her embrace, Kiyoko holds an endearing smile as she looks back towards me with a blush.
I really love you.
Hearing those words is enough proof I found something through the afternoon spent in this dusty lab. From having found her alone not all that long ago, to being welcomed into her world, I'm happy. I'm glad I can be here for her.
Anyway, I guess we should start cleaning up, right?
What, don't you want to talk about our feelings some more? Picking up on my teasing tone, Kiyoko smiles warmly in return.
We'll always have plenty of time for that.
We finished the club as always. Kiyoko put away her equipment and I did whatever I could to help. It's such a normal routine, it's strange to think that we're now a couple. But I like it. We walked home together, and even though it was quite a detour to her house, every second was enjoyable. Our first stroll home as a couple. Things can only continue to get better.
I thought you were here to join the science.